G'day, I'm Evan, and welcome to Gamey Gamey Game. Joining me on the show this week, it's Naomi Higgins.
You know, that's right. Oh my god, I just got a bubble in my throat. I'm not doing well.
Jack Druce is here. Woo! Zach Ruane is also here.
Bec Ruane. Can I say something up the top of the podcast? This isn't a podcast.
We do podcasts this
This
show.
is so... Oh, it is a podcast as well. I was going to say this is so many things, and for me to say the one thing it isn't, but it's also that. It's a live stream. It's a panel show. It's a YouTube video.
It's the future, baby.
It's Instagram
People
clips, it's a
buy the
podcast.
novelization of this episode.
I would do a novelization. I would add scenes.
Let's just start by saying I walked in here and I said, I'm so tired because I've had a bout of insomnia. And I said, no one, and then everyone went, oh, I'm tired too. And I went, these people aren't as tired as me.
And then I convinced Naomi otherwise. I want to say, for the record, I think it's important to say it at the top of this episode. I accidentally took a sleeping pill earlier today.
When did you do that?
11 o'clock.
Okay.
I needed to take an antihistamine. And I misread the packet of the no-name brand medication, and I took it, and I was really, really tired. And then someone looked at the, and then I discovered that
Someone else discovered and had to tell you.
that I had taken a sleeping pill. And then I was like, no, not to worry. I'll go get some sleep. So I went downstairs and slept for a few hours, and then I was still really tired, maybe 2 hours ago, and then I looked up the half-life of this sleeping pill, and it's 12 to 19 hours.
Okay.
So
That's so stupid.
Well, thanks.
Such a stupid thing to do.
well, I had a couple of drinks last night, and I don't drink very often, but only literally I think I had 4 drinks, and I was like, maybe I'm just hungover. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, maybe this is hungover.
Yeah.
But no, I had taken a sleeping pill. I still am feeling the effects of the sleeping pill. That's just an important piece of information to
It's
give.
good context.
It's really
Context and fingers crossed, good content.
Well, thank you so much.
If I take a sleeping pill and I don't put myself in bed quick enough, I just go fucking crazy and I get really wacky.
You don't go to sleep?
Well,
you
if I-
just fall asleep?
I can push through it if I'm just distracted and I'm not getting ready for bed, and then I just get really, really silly. So you can try to lean into that.
Paid $50 for Star Trek Resurgence this morning. Then I took a sleeping pill. We won't talk about Star Trek Resurgence. That's context for that. It's context for this. I nearly called and said I can't come in because I accidentally took a sleeping pill. And then I thought to myself, all I have to do is get to the desk. Yeah. And then if I fall asleep, I think that's easier for Evan. If I call Evan now and say I accidentally took a sleeping pill, Evan would be like, fuck, I gotta call around, see if anyone's free. If I come here and I fall asleep, then that's something to talk
I
about.
think best case scenario is you really get the line of going through the whole show in kind of a conscious fugue state of not really knowing where you are or who you're talking to, but
You won't remember this. You're not forming memories, right?
I drank a lot of coffee.
Okay.
So now I feel like
Oh God. I
feel
feel
like-
downers and uppers.
yeah, and it's literally just part, with no discernible difference. Some of me is going a little bit fast and some of me is going a little bit slow.
I find if I'm really tired and I just have coffee, or pretty much everything I drink has caffeine in it. Yeah. And so I end up just sort of being buzzing, but I have this feeling of being artificially awake.
Yeah.
It's I'm.
You're describing a stimulant.
Yeah, you're describing caffeine.
Okay.
It's I didn't sleep more, but I'm more alert.
I'm still fuzzy. But no, I get what you mean. That's how I feel right now. But not even that. I feel like just fuck.
Okay.
Same. I almost also didn't come in.
Oh, there you go.
I feel fine, but I think everyone else being exhausted brings the whole thing down to my level. Like, I feel like I'll get a word in this time. Where
This is a good day for Jack.
yeah,
It's a good day for the low key kind of comic.
accidental sleeping pill is like Druce energy. That's what you want.
Zach plus sleeping pill equal Jack.
It's like slow TV.
Yeah.
We're like the gun.
It's nice to start the show just talking about how we feel.
Shut the fuck up.
It is though.
Well, all we're saying is we feel bad and we almost didn't come here. That's not good.
It's a miracle the show's happening right now.
It is a miracle because I messaged Bec. I said, "You can fill in for me, right?" She said, "Yeah." And then I went, "Are you sure?" And she went, "Yeah, it's fine. We're down to 2 crew members." I was like,
We are down 2 crew as well.
"Oh, fine."
Imagine if you didn't come in and then you were scrolling through Instagram next week and you found out that I accidentally took a sleeping pill and came in. You would feel like the worst.
No, I would. I'd be fine.
You'd be like, here I was feeling a little sleepy. Zach came in under the influence of...
Zach takes it seriously.
Zach's
a professional.
Zach's a professional. The man who took a sleeping pill at 7 a.m.
It was an accident.
He's a professional.
It's not a professional doctor.
Well, look, I appreciate
Only professional doctors
everybody.
can take medication.
I appreciate everybody making the effort to be here.
That sounds really passive aggressive.
No, I'm in it genuinely.
Everyone loves it. Everyone has a really nice time, I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he
I enjoy doing this. It's, this
that's
is always the
nice.
highlight of the week.
Yeah, I think...
This week, we're talking about Star Trek Resurgence. But first, what do you think of this? Meta has announced a new VR headset. The Meta Quest 3 is slimmer and lighter than the Quest 2, with high-resolution displays and double the graphics performance. The price is higher than the previous model, but can you really put a price on a virtual reality headset?
Do you know, fun story? I got my...
I'm looking forward to this fun story.
I'm so glad you're doing worse than me.
It's really bad that I'm doing worse than you.
Yeah.
You should be like, oh...
I've struggled to form sentences today.
I broke out my Meta Quest 2 the other day. I got it back out of the garage. I was in the mood for some Meta.
Yeah.
And I went to the International Space Station from my bed.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a series of there was a documentary series filmed at the International Space Station, and I downloaded it. And I was like, oh, I never ended up watching that International Space Station thing. So I got it, and I experienced what it would feel like to be an astronaut who's out of shape and on a bed and who has glasses that go foggy.
That's remarkable, right?
Yeah.
The Quest 2 is great. It's a great headset. I have one. I use it all the time to play Beat Saber.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I recommend it. Why?
No reason.
I bought my brother a Beat Saber for Christmas on your recommendation.
It's such a great game.
Loves it, yeah.
I play it all the time. It's so good.
All the time?
Well, a lot of the time. Sometimes.
How often?
It depends on how busy I am, but like 2 or 3 times a week, probably. Like,
Consistently.
what do you mean?
It's just crazy. It's crazy to be a game that you play 2 or 3 times a week for years. I read that. To me, that's like saying you play Wii Sports 2 or 3 times a week for years.
That
Like
is
you're like,
crazy.
I love the tennis.
But it's like it's it's got great songs. They add new songs. I'm really getting good at the
There's no other way to listen to music, is my understanding.
But it's like
Yeah, he doesn't know about the other ways.
there's like music you can like move to and like.
No, I've played it. It's a fun game. I can't imagine playing it. There's nothing new's happening except the new
They just
songs.
released a Queen music pack, and I'm excited to give that a go.
So soon? After her death? Your hip steps, little saver.
No, there's always new music.
Here's my
Like,
thing
yeah.
with VR is like, you know, everyone's like, oh, metaverse this, metaverse that. Yeah, well, they were last year.
Yeah.
But then I think that it's not going to happen until they can make them less top heavy. They're so heavy on
Well,
your
this
head.
new headset is lighter. It's 40% thinner in one part of it.
Yeah, they need to do more than 40%.
Which part? This
front.
this part?
Yeah, it's
They're all like
This
this.
way.
It's just they're heavy.
this the optic.
The way that doesn't matter.
It does matter. It means it sticks out less from your face.
No, I mean, if it was 40% thinner the other two directions, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't cover your eyes.
That's correct.
Are we talking about the MetaQuest or the Kardashians?
Well, I mean, there's heroin chic is back, so it
It's very bad.
You're talking about heroin?
doesn't even make sense. It's just the trend of being just deathly skinny like Kate Moss.
Right.
That's very much back. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but apparently you guys don't read the paper.
This is a, you know, it's a step forward. This is new technology. This the Meta Facebook released a new Quest headset. Was it last year or earlier this year? Called the Quest Pro.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy money. Like it's $1,700, which is too much money.
Yeah, way too much money.
But the Quest 3 is about $830 in Australia, which is about on par with the PSVR 2.
Why? Is it so
I
much
just
cheaper?
remembered, as you said just then, on par with the PS VR headset.
Yeah.
I just remembered that I did some sponsored content.
You did,
for
SponCon.
PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Oops.
I just want to say any of the criticisms I've made about the metaverse or virtual reality was specifically about
They're not the
Meta and
metaverse.
Facebook's
Sure, of course.
approach.
They're the enemies.
I believe that the PS VR headset has dealt with all of those issues, wasn't top heavy at all. You could take me to the other side of the world, anywhere you want. with
Yet
the
you
PS.
choose to use a Meta Quest headset.
They gave me a PS3, but they didn't give me the headset.
They gave you a PS3.
5.
Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking.
I'm so fucked.
You got played.
I should have stayed home.
No, we appreciate you being here.
PS3, damn, dude.
You know what it's like to be like
also-
sleeping
yeah.
pill tired for hours and not know why? And just be like, I don't think this is how bad a hangover is meant to be.
And did you end up taking any antihistamines?
Well, it's a sleeping pill that works as an antihistamine.
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Well, that's lucky.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Did you take a fucking Finurgan?
Is
Don't
a
tell me you
Finurgan
took a
Is that a
Finurgan.
real thing?
And you're saying you took a sleeping pill.
I have a bad reaction to Finurgans. I have a very bad reaction to Finurgans.
As in, you did take a Finurgan.
I do have a bad reaction to Finurgans.
As in, you did take one. That's not a fucking sleeping pill.
It is.
They give that to babies on planes.
They give it to Zach's on plane.
I rescind all of my sympathy.
I get bad reactions. I don't take Finurgans anymore for that exact reason.
You know what? I get the same thing. You said something about sleep paralysis. I've had the same thing on Finurgan, but I also just started getting restless leg syndrome on it, so I stopped taking it.
Okay.
It's bad for me. I'm sorry that I'm in the
It's the thing you give to
1% that have a
babies.
severe reaction to that. All right, I'm fine. No, I'm fine, Evan.
You're excited about the Quest 3?
Do you get any reactions to Finurgan, Jack?
How do you go with
I don't know
Finurgan?
what Finurgan is.
I don't know. It sounds made up to me.
Naomi doesn't have bad side effects to it, so she's decided I don't.
I do
either.
have bad side effects. I just had to stop taking it
We're talking about the Meta Quest 3.
because it was giving me restless leg syndrome.
Let's start talking about drugs.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy this,
No?
but I might do some SponCon for it.
You are a
You don't
slut.
have an exclusivity with the PSVR?
I have no
Is it
idea.
maybe a period of...
Clearly, I don't know.
I would love for you to do like
Finurgan.
ads for products mid sleeping pill, like really sincere endorsements while you're just kind of not even close to reality.
Are you excited? Are you legit
I'm
like
going to buy this.
buzzing for
This
this?
fall,
You're gonna,
whenever that is.
obviously, you're gonna do that.
All right.
What's like end game, like best case scenario with VR? Like, what do you want from it? What would be the best thing VR could do for you?
He wants that to be the only R.
You want to be able to put on a headset and feel like you're immersed in a whole other place, right? That's the dream that they're chasing, right?
You could argue that they already do that.
Well, but there's limitations, right? Like the screens aren't high enough resolution to look real. You know,
You've got your own goddamn memories the whole time?
that's true. Yes.
Get that shit out of
Yeah.
here, I say.
I hate that.
They fog up. There's stuff like that, or the field of view isn't as wide as obviously as your actual field of vision. So you've got it's almost like you're looking through goggles or something, right, into another world. But you know, once you're in, if you're playing a game or something like that, that sort of drifts away and you get used to it.
Do you think the future of VR is going to be goggles and eye things, or do you think it's going to go maybe down the path of the Matrix, where it'll be straight into the brain, or the holodeck, where you don't need glasses at all? It's maybe a room or something. Like, I think for me, when there needs to be a couple of big steps in the hardware or in the way that it's delivered to fully become. There's a step that's missing.
What you're saying is you want the Elon Musk chip. You want it in your
No, I don't want the Elon Musk chip. I want the holodeck. I want the holodeck.
You'll be the first human test subject.
No, I want to do holodeck. I want to go
Holodeck's
to
cool. It's
weird 1980s versions of 40s noir.
Holodeck? What's holodeck?
Holodeck it's like in Star Trek where you walk into a room and then you're surrounded by a holographic.
So the thing in the
world.
Mandalorian.
Kind of like virtual production in a way.
Close.
Except, you know, objects that you can interact with and
So it uses a
do like
combination
Sherlock
of
Holmes
hologram
mysteries.
and
you can do Sherlock Holmes mysteries.
it uses a technology similar to the replicators or the teleporters, where they make physical things.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
pick up stuff, eat stuff.
Butler from the Nanny's there sometimes.
Yeah, the butler from The Nanny is Moriarty, but he's become he's a foe as smarter than Data.
Yeah, he's super intelligent.
He becomes aware of his sentience. It was one of the first
Becomes
episodes that showed
self-aware.
the promise.
It's great, no, I won't spoil anything.
Oh yeah, the
Don't
twist at the
spoil
end
it.
of his second episode.
Sorry?
The twist of how they keep him in.
In the Next Generation?
Oh,
No, I'm talking about.
Are you still? Oh, this is Star Trek you're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about Star Trek.
Oh.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Imagine a super intelligent butler from the Nanny. the villain of the. He's a villain. So he's super intelligent and.
It's the
So
same
Gates
guy?
McFadden didn't like how sexist the writing was in the first season, so they kicked her out. She was replaced by a grumpier doctor. That doctor said to Data, the reason you're not a good Sherlock Holmes on the holodeck is because you don't have a challenging enough problem to solve. Data programmed the holodeck to be more challenging, and then he got the butler from The Nanny, and the butler from The Nanny was smart enough to realise that he was on the ship, and then he tricked them all.
Can you do a Star Trek recap podcast with that exact energy? Just like every...
I feel like I'm having sleep paralysis right now.
You got that?
I feel like I'm having sleep paralysis.
Worf.
Then Worf...
Because it's happening and I can't do anything to stop it.
Worf is adopted. The Klingons aren't that full on. It's an adopted child building his own sense of a culture he was not a part of.
Like I feel like I'm laying in my bed and he's standing at the foot of my bed. And he won't stop and I can't get up.
I'm Bob in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. Please don't explain it to me. Please don't explain it to me.
You wouldn't get it.
There's a woman named Gates.
Oh, you can't do that.
I was at a party once and Gates McFadden
Yeah, right.
was there.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It was a few months ago.
Sure that's not a dream?
No, 100% Gates McFadden was at the other side of the party.
Wow.
And I said to the person at the party, it's really cool that Gates McFadden is here. And they're like, yeah.
That's great. So the Meta Quest 3 is coming out just ahead of Apple's.
How apropos for Pride Month. Congratulations to the Quest 3. We love you no matter who you are.
Do we know the Quest 3's gender?
No. The Quest 3 has come out. They've announced it ahead of
Do we know if
the
the
rumored.
Quest 3 is queer?
Well, that's why the Quest 3 is
asexual.
coming out, to let us know.
Oh, we don't know how yet.
No, we don't know.
But we know
what-
it's something. Because you say you're coming out, you can't go back in once you say you're coming out.
It comes out in fall. The Apple that says that the rumor that Apple's going to be announcing.
a hell of an Instagram post, won't it?
Apple's announcing a headset.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is the rumor, is that Apple's announcing a headset. But the rumored price point of the Apple headset is $3,000.
Makes sense. So their stuff's expensive.
Their stuff is expensive, so they're playing a bit of a
But what
gamble.
are they
And
gonna
why they
put on
call
it?
him Tim Cook.
What are they going to put on? Who knows?
Cooking up a plan.
He's cooking up schemes.
He's cooking up a
He's gay.
scheme. What's that?
He's gay.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he
Apropos
gay?
for Pride Month.
Yes.
Is that public knowledge or are you outing him?
I'm not outing Tim.
No one would ever know that.
Famously.
No, I'm just asking questions. I always assume Evan's outing people.
Haptics.
Congratulations to him
There's no eye tracking in the Quest
on
3,
being gay.
but there is eye tracking.
Congrats on being gay.
Maybe we should move
That's
on.
how I talk to gay people.
No, I think this is really cool.
Should I say
I think
sorry?
it's
Because I
cool.
won't.
I'm gonna get one. Star Trek Resurgence is an adventure game from Dramatic Labs.
What are you saying? Sorry.
What?
Are
Sorry,
we talking about
go ahead,
Resurgence
go ahead.
now?
Star Trek. I decided we were going to move on. Star Trek
go.
Resurgence.
Why?
I've had enough. Star Trek Resurgence is an adventure game from Dramatic Labs, a new studio formed by former Telltale developers. If you've played any Telltale games in the past, then this will feel familiar. It's an interactive narrative game set aboard the USS Resolute, in which your dialogue choices throughout the game affect how the story unfolds.
Oh, wait.
What?
Sorry, no, go. Go ahead.
We'll take a little ad break, but first let's take a look at the trailer.
I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday. We need to learn everything we can.
You're not gonna die. Not if I have anything to say about it.
This can't be right.
Time to impact 1 minute. Jara, I need you to do the right thing.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. Starfleet has tasked us with a mission of the highest priority. 2 formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war. While protocol might suggest we alert Starfleet about our situation, I think we're better off keeping this to ourselves.
You go first. No time to fight me on this.
If we can't go to warp, we're sitting ducks here. It puts the mission and everyone on the ship at risk.
They respect one thing, and that is force.
Our losses are mounting. Yours are just beginning.
Look out! We're being hailed by the USS Titan.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Resolute.
We're up against something greater than we can imagine.
The Takan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
How dare you disturb me?
Portal 6-3. We need your help.
That was a look at the trailer for Star Trek Resurgence.
Yeah,
Yep.
big time. So, Evan,
Yes.
what do you think about it?
I have mixed feelings about this game. Whoa. I mean, a lot of people would look at a game like this, like you would, and go, this is more like a story with buttons in it, right? That's what you think, right? Anyway.
First of all, like most classic gamers would think that more than me.
Okay.
What is
also
a game
think
but
that-
a story with buttons in it?
I don't know.
Actually true.
Is that like it does have the vibe of that? You know, when a movie and a game.
Oh no. Oh, whoopsie.
But you know when they give it a bit of playing capability, like what's that? Press F to green.
And a snatch.
That thing, like where the playthrough, whatever it's fucking called.
What are you talking about?
You know when you're playing a game,
Yes.
Quick time event.
and then they do the
You mean a
movies.
quick time event?
A quick time event.
Oh, I see what you
This
mean.
game has that energy.
It
Of,
also has QuickTime events.
yeah.
I would say it's one long quick time
played
event.
That was weird. It was a weird thing to be like, oh, this is the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it for like half an hour before the show, and there was never a point where I was playing it where I wasn't expecting the game to start. Like, the whole time I thought like, and laser battle,
Well,
and then it was
you did.
conversational the whole time.
You got to walk around on the outside of the ship at the end.
That's true.
Which was just sort of tilting,
Yeah, you could
The
press
stick.
one direction.
and it's just.
Yeah.
Even the walking was boring because they're just walking on the side of a ship with the
Yeah.
false gravity.
Imagine walking being boring. Yes, but
Do you hate me?
no. Okay. So you have to go into this with the expectations set at the level. It is what it is. But I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of games like this before. You really like Life is Strange, for example, that series, which is
Did I?
yes.
I remember shitting on it.
No, you liked it.
No. I think I liked the brothers one.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like the one about boys, but not the one about girls. It's because
Life is Strange
they
too.
were all written by boys.
Yes.
And so when they were writing girls, they were like, that's hella good, sister. I can freeze time now.
That's how they talk.
It is hella good.
Every chick I've ever met is like talks about hella good time freezing.
Yeah.
Every chick, everyone I've met.
Yeah, you just can't see it because that's your life.
That's how you
I think maybe it hits too close to home and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
You're always like
like
earlier
it.
today, I bumped into you before we started doing this, and you're like, "Hey, sister, I just did some hella good time freezing." I was like, "All right."
That's literally one situation. That's one example out of my entire life. Okay.
You want to play video games to escape that kind of thing. As well. Like,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
It was
I'd like for
too
time
real.
to continue. For once, sister.
So, I mean, I've played some Telltale games before.
Is that Telltale's Life is Strange?
No.
So what's Telltale games?
Telltale, they make games like this one, but not this one.
Obviously, this
Okay.
is... Name
I
any
played
other
a Batman game of theirs.
Arkham something.
No. I don't think so.
Okay, well, that one I don't
Maybe.
like talking to.
You might be right. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called. It might have been.
If I'm right,
knows?
then we gotta get him.
Making
a note for later.
I'm in.
But it's in that same sort of thing as, or we've talked about on this show some of the Dark Pictures anthology games, which is in the same vein as well.
But it's not that.
But
It's not the Ashley Tisdale ones.
no, what do you mean? This isn't different developer,
But
same vibe.
similar vein as the Ashley Tisdale.
Yeah, same kind of thing. You're stuck in a hole.
That's Dark
or whatever.
Anthologies, right?
That was
That's the
Dark
same
Pictures,
company.
Yeah. Were you on the episode where we talked about the Haunted Mansion one with Frankie and Jordan Barr? Okay.
Yes. The guy who was real? The walls shifted and he was
Yeah.
bald?
Yes, the H.H. Holmes
Yes.
thing. So that was also. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking about all this. So you just got to go in.
Are you guys loving this?
You go in with this.
The guy with the walls? He was bald.
If you know any of those things, but that's what this game is like. It's
The
very.
real serial killer who had the hotel where he would trap people in little traps.
Oh shit.
And they made a game about it.
I will say, I feel like the universe of Star Trek is a challenging one to make a game for, because it's not a series that's really necessarily about one-on-one shooting or like it is a challenge. I don't know exactly what you could do. I was thinking about it before. I was like, how would you turn the bridge and fighting another ship? Maybe like a real-time strategy game is more appropriate.
There have been Star Trek games before. I'm such a big Star Trek fan, but I haven't actually played many Star Trek games.
You never mentioned it.
There was one back in the day. There was a first-person shooter based in the Voyager universe.
Yeah, wow.
Who's that guy with the eyebrows?
Who's that guy with the eyebrows? Oh my God, Naomi. It looks like Spock.
It could.
It might be someone else.
I think it's a different Vulcan. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Wait, is it actually not Spock?
It may not be.
No, it might not be. It is. It's Ambassador Spock.
Oh, it is. Oh, right, that makes sense.
You cheat sheet!
Zachary Quinto played Spock, right?
He played our version of Spock.
Yeah.
He didn't play Ambassador Spock.
No, yeah.
Ambassador Spock was played by Leonard Nimoy in Next Generation.
But it's still Spock. It's the same guy.
But Ambassador Spock is old Spock. Spock, once he's in his hundreds, he became an ambassador. He was trying to bring peace to the Romulans. He was trying to...
I'm trying to reach out to you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to connect with you.
Well...
Not again.
What was I saying? There was basically a first-person shooter that was based in the Voyager world, and that was kind of interesting. Like 3 Arena.
When you messaged me about this game and this episode, I looked it up and I found out that there was a Klingon sort of Doom knockoff that was set in the Klingon Empire.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the second ever game to use Unreal Engine back in like 1998.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to give it a play before this, but unfortunately I slept through the day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I accidentally took a Finnegan.
Yeah, right. Okay. Interesting.
I'm sorry that you feel censored and you feel like you have to say Finnegan instead of sleeping pill now.
I took a tablet that made me sleep.
You know what? They make me more fucked up than a sleeping pill. So I'm really sorry that I said anything about it.
It's okay, I forgive you.
There's a fairly recent Star Trek game called Star Trek Bridge Crew, which I haven't played, but I really should play. It's a VR game.
Oh my God, it's everything that you would want.
But the problem is it's a multiplayer game, so you have to have other friends. We should play it.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a VR headset? We should all.
You're a Star Trek. You're a Star Trek fan, Jack?
I like Star Trek. I don't know as much.
The issue.
Are you really not gonna? Is no one gonna say anything about that?
What the idea there?
That I said it's a perfect game for you. He said the problem is that it's multiplayer.
Yeah.
No one's gonna latch on to that.
Some things are too sad to make fun of. Okay.
I'm also a Star Trek fan, and my first thought was like, oh yeah, that is tough for. Why would you make a Star Trek game for people with friends? I was very legitimately like,
I believe that's what.
I didn't want to say this because it would seem like mean to Trek people or whatever, but I did have that thing when I was starting playing the game today. It was like text came up and it was like, the things you say to people will affect them. I was like, do they have this on every game, or is this a Star Trek specific information to let people know about?
It's educational content.
Yeah. It's useful outside the game also.
You're right. It's a narrative game, but
maybe I should play this game.
I think you should get into Star Trek, Naomi.
It's a branching narrative. The choices that you make affect the relationships, relationships with people. And
people are always remembering things.
People
everything you do affects all the kinds of ships, not just the big. Not just the starships, but also the relationships.
Oh, that's where you were going. I was like, why is Zach laughing?
I think it took me a minute to realize that it was almost like a choose your own adventure. The type of gameplay is very specific and very different to your regular game, and it's not like a huge budget game either. It seems to have, so it takes a bit of getting used to. But I will say, as someone who just has very recently really gotten on board in the last couple of years with Star Trek, It was really fun. It seems to be set in the Next Generation kind of era.
Yeah, it's sort of set just after Nemesis, I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's very fun. It's really cool to, like, when you first get on the ship, and as much as there's a lot of just walking, it was cool to be walking through those halls for me. I quite enjoyed walking through those halls.
Yes.
Reminds me of 2001: Space Odyssey in that I watched as much of that movie as I did watching Jack play this game, and it wasn't just walking around a ship for 20 minutes.
2001: Space Odyssey is, if you ever get the chance to watch it at like the Astor on the big screen, it's really, really
That is exactly the type of thing you would say.
And if you get the chance to watch me playing this game at the Astor, so check it out. Check it out.
Jack's thinking of booking out the Astor.
Yeah, for a live stream of me.
Hooking up Star Trek Resurgence, having a play.
There's like 3 people there. I'm constantly talking about how much money I'm losing on the rent of this. Bad idea. Shouldn't be. I should do. If I'm going to rent it, I should do good stuff, not just the game.
I'm in. I have a question.
Yeah, oh, yes.
For those of you who played the game.
Yes.
Does it feel like a real choose your adventure, or does it sometimes these games feel like it doesn't matter which one you choose, it doesn't change all that much?
I mean, it's one of these things that, like, it's hard to really know that unless you play it through and make different decisions and see, like, without knowing what the different outcomes are.
I would say I wanted the options of what to say to be a bit more different to it. Like, I want the option of, like, hey, beat it, pal, or absolutely whatever you want. You know, like,
Yeah.
I think,
Let's kiss right now.
yeah. I want smooch or fight.
Again, I don't want to like make assumptions, but if there was a smooching option in a Star Trek game, they wouldn't have to program the other option.
That's a great money saving.
The problem with the amazing journey of rewatching Star Trek or watching Star Trek through is one in every 3 or 4 episodes is a horny one, and you're like, I'm gonna get through a horny episode where one of them learns you can't. So it's like, I just want to go on a date with one of my co-workers, and you're like, I gotta watch through this now.
Oh,
So
bro.
rough, but the other ones are great.
Quite progressive for its time.
Incredibly progressive for
First
its
interracial kiss, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In the world, not even just on TV.
Sometimes it can be. Sometimes the options don't seem all that different.
I swear I saw Jack choose one, and then she said like a long sentence, but part of that sentence also included another one of the dialogue options.
Yeah, I remember I chose like an abrasive one at one point, and then it was like a much softer in execution. I was like, chose the get out of here, and it was like, you know what? If it's possible, it would be nice of you to maybe get out of here. That's
Because you know what I'm saying. I don't have to spell it out for you.
I felt like there were bits where the options were like good thinking, and then number 2 like I like your thought process, or like there was so little difference between them.
Yeah, I mean that's the dialogue stuff. So sometimes I don't know how much the dialogue stuff it can affect your relationships with the other characters, I guess. But there's times where you're also just making you have to just make a decision. You're given 2 options that are just completely different courses of action and have different consequences, and you have to make that call.
A glass of apple juice or drinking a glass of orange juice.
Yeah,
that is actually an option. In the game, you do have to choose what you want to drink at one point.
Really?
Yeah. A cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or a cup of whatever the Star Trek version of a cappuccino is. There's something in Deep Space.
Or a
It's like a
sleeping pill.
Jalapeno. What's that?
What did you pick?
I picked the Star Trek-y one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's Quark's favourite drink on Deep Space Nine.
Great.
Oh my.
I thought it was interesting how you fly around in space. No, I was just gonna say. When you're on the bridge and you have to make decisions.
Space Trek.
Space Trek. When you're on the bridge and you have to make decisions because people are presenting different options to you, that's when it starts to feel the closest to what a Star Trek game should be, because that's like the stuff I admire about Jean-Luc Picard is his ability to make decisions in. Do you know that is a big part of what the show is about decision making and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think it's it's
Isn't
an
that a
interesting
big part
thing
of like any narrative?
No, but there's an aspirational quality to Star Trek at its best. It's about
Making the right decision.
It's about like it values the making the right decision, and it values a character that is good at decision making, and I don't know, that's rare.
One thing that's interesting about this game is you play as two characters. You jump between. What? Why are you making fun of me?
There's so many games that do that.
Well, this one does too. And it's good.
He's mad at me.
So you jump between First Officer Jara Rydek, who's on the ship, and Petty Officer Carter Diaz.
The one with the cool forehead, huh?
No.
She's Jara.
What?
Sorry.
Jara's got the cool forehead.
Yeah,
What creature is she? What race is she?
They keep saying it, but it wasn't one that I recognised from the show. They keep talking about it because it's part of her character that she needs to go to sickbay for like to get it treated or a drug thing every like 12 hours or something.
Which I think there's a bit of Deep Space Nine stuff.
It might be Deep Space Nine. I haven't gotten.
No, I haven't watched much of Deep Space Nine.
Well, it's like she has diabetes.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. Anyway, but it's interesting because you're jumping between someone who's like basically second in command or command of the starship, and then someone who's kind of in the lower decks.
Well, they literally call Chapter 2 is called Lower Decks. Yeah.
Wow, like a metaphor.
No, I don't think it's.
No, it's like a literal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, but she's like lower ranked.
No, they should be.
Yeah, and they live and work in the lower decks of the ship.
Yeah, so it's like a metaphor.
No, I think it's just like.
But that she's like lower than him.
Yeah, but it's like actual.
That's what makes it a metaphor, because it's happening in the physical world as well, not just.
Well, it's a synecdoche.
Anyway, no, it's interesting. It's interesting having a narrative.
I shouldn't have come. Synecdoche.
I don't think I'm right. I just hope that there is no one. Like, I hope I'm the least stupid person, but there's someone watching this live right now that knows that I'm wrong, and as soon as we go back to the chat, as soon as we get out of the record and go to the live stream, I'm going to be proven wrong. So I'm just going to enjoy the next few minutes of pretending that I knew what I was talking about.
I was very impressed.
I was trying to point out something, stupidly obvious. So
it's
I
not
really
a
don't have any skin in the game. Yeah.
So you're jumping between someone who's in command, someone in the lower decks, and and how the decisions that you make as each of these characters affect the other character, and so that
like Undercover Boss.
Exactly. It's like Undercover Boss in
They
space.
should do an
Undercover
Undercover Boss Star Trek. It's just Jean-Luc Picard with a fluffy beard.
Yeah.
He's like, so,
just immaculate posture. Fellow grubs.
It's just a guy like, oh, we're going to go fix the replicator. It's like, yes, do you often have to fix the replicator? They're like, yeah, and they never give us enough time to fix them. He's like, oh, that's interesting. Who does that? It's like it's William Riker makes that decision. Like, oh, well, I'll be having a talk to him later.
And then at the end, they give him like a
free week on some planet, like
rice to go have
free
a
week on
holiday.
rice.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
I also thought that. So while some of the some of the animation was a little.
PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a lower budget game, and you have to readjust to that.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I can't even think of how to describe it, but some of the shots of the ships, and some of the shots through windows, and the sense of scale was really cool. I thought.
Yeah.
I thought they had they've really like evoked the films at times, like those really impressive. Like there's a moment very early in the game where you're on the space station, and then you see the ship for the first time, and the way they show it is you kind of come up to a window and look up at it, and it's really impressive.
That was really good. I got to that part. That was cool.
Wow.
I think they just have some moments where there are moments with Star Trek, it's rarer in the TV show, and it happens sometimes in the movies where you really get a sense of scale, and I thought they captured that really well in this game.
You like the cinematography?
My main gripe with this game is I didn't think the presentation was very good. I was playing it on PS5, but it's a PS4 game, right? This is it's targeting the previous gen consoles, which I guess means it's a bit less ambitious with its graphics or what have you. But I think maybe I'm just used to playing PS5 games now. But there was stuff about it that just was a bit distracting, weird, like artifacting and that sort of thing that just took me out of it. So and other
What
weird.
does that mean when you say that?
What does it mean? Which bit?
Artifacting.
Stuff like hair can be weird. Some of the camera effects, like the out of focus, shallow depth of field stuff, just sometimes can look a bit wrong. Sometimes like characters don't have shadows when they should, which is a little stuff like that just kind of it just looks a bit wrong and janky, which kind of took me out of it a bit as a game that is so much about the story and stuff. It's just like I wish I could.
It seems like a game that should have good graphics because the gameplay seems so boring.
Yeah,
no offense.
that's right. Yeah.
Sorry, every now and then I remember that people who made the game could watch it.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but it is. It's like it's the almost like if it had taken a step back on how interactive it was, just embrace the fact that it was like a choose your own adventure and was more animated than anything else.
Yeah. It's so for something that is so like it's not. This isn't Tears of the Kingdom. It's not a big open world space where they have to create a whole thing. Like it's such a linear game that and the gameplay is so rigid that it feels like
Can't even build
they could have made it. They could have. Obviously, it's lower budget. It's a smaller team, but it feels like they could have put more into that polish stuff. It's also kind of disappointing. Even on PC, it doesn't have graphic settings. Like you can't make adjustments. All you can adjust is the resolution. You can't adjust any of the graphics quality.
Frame rate.
Well, if you're having frame rate problem, but even on PC, it's locked at 30 FPS. So it's even
barely enough for you.
That's a disappointing.
It's an ongoing joke on the show that Evan is obsessed with frame rates. So you love high frame rates.
The more the better, right? Like
you can only see so many.
I don't know if that's true.
24 is enough.
No, it's not.
I'm like,
it definitely is not.
And then we get going and we can't stop.
This show is 50 FPS.
Yeah, for no reason.
Some people say they noticed the difference.
Did you find like Avatar weird watching it, or like the Hobbit movies, or like any of those? Frame rate ones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love high frame rate in cinema. The most recent Avatar bothered me because they were changing frame rate as the film, like with different scenes.
Did you feel that?
And shot to shot. Oh my God, it was so distracting.
I think I'm the only person. I was like right on board with the frame rate. I watched it at...
Did you notice it changing though?
No, I just felt like they used it at the times where it worked and where it was appropriate.
I noticed it changing and I couldn't spot, like I couldn't see any reason why... I couldn't see a logical reason to be changing the frame rate.
I think he doesn't like using it when it's like a moving camera. I think it's like he has opinions. You can see interviews where he talks about frame rate.
Oh, I'm sure he's put a lot of thought into it, but it just doesn't come across that way.
Yeah.
I find it really distracting. Anyway, this game doesn't need to be 60 FPS, you know, but it would be nice if it wasn't capped at 30. And it would be nice if you could adjust the settings to get a smoother experience.
Now, this shows how little I know about games and stuff. But is this something that could change over time? Is this stuff like they can do mods and stuff?
Yeah, they'll often do patches and stuff to update it and fix these things. Often that'll happen.
They add in an option for every conversational interaction where if you press one button that's just kind of like look away and wander off, and you just navigate the whole game just like kind of no eye contact, minding your own business, like not dealing with any of the issues.
Well, then you're just playing yourself. Average Star Trek fan.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
there is
it's
actually
kind of just Druce simulator.
One thing that there's, I don't know if anybody checked out the Roddenberry archive stuff that
You know I did, brother. And what's that?
One of the biggest rod heads I know.
So the Roddenberry archive that they recreated every single like Starship bridge.
What's
The bridge of the
what's the bridge?
The ship, the
Star
bridge.
Trek, what's a bridge?
It's like the main room where they're doing all the controlling.
Okay.
Like where all
where the captain sits and you got all that. Yeah, yeah.
They go like this.
cockpit.
They go like this.
I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of that going
the
on.
camera while they go like this.
I'm actually getting motion sick.
Yeah, good. That's the
I
effect.
can't tell what's real.
Is there any way you can move my camera and then? Okay.
Yeah.
And then. Prepare the photon torpedoes. That's the bridge.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's where he's sitting like this.
And then there's the battle bridge, but that's in the anyway.
That's the
That's
saucer
the lower
separation.
Yeah, but they separate the saucer and then you
Metaphor.
put the
It's in the lower decks. It's in the lower decks, literally.
I get it. I get it.
Anyway,
I understand the
they
subtext.
recreate it, and so you can go online and in your web browser you can go and you can walk around any of the bridges from any of the like series that's like shown in the films or in the series.
Online? Is it just on the internet?
It's just on the internet and you can play it, and it looks so good. Like it's using the latest technology. I think it's Unreal Engine 5 and it's ray trace, all that sort of stuff. And it just looks so good, and I think they were like recreating like an entire like one-to-one.
Did they actually build it?
No, it's just a 3D. It's just all done in 3D.
So does it look fake or does it look real?
I mean, I suppose it looks fake, but it's
Unreal Engine
today
these days.
current. Yeah, it's like current graphics. Like it looks. I was going to say it looks way better than this, which is kind of a bit of like it's like that they made all that, but before this, and it just feels like they could have just used that or something.
No, but then it would have looked weird when all the characters looked way worse than the chairs.
Yeah, I guess you want your characters to at least look as good as the chairs. Got to reduce the quality on these chairs. I mean, I felt like the facial expression. Sometimes the animation's a bit stilted and stuff, but I thought the facial expressions were pretty good in terms of like conveying emotion. Like sometimes in games, characters that they just don't really emote. But in this game, where it's about character relationships with each other, it's more important that you can see that
they're feeling something.
That they're feeling something.
I didn't think it looked. I was watching Jack play it, and the woman on screen, she just kind of looked just pretty flat the whole time. And then he picked like an angry one, and she just went.
But she's the.
And it was just like the eyebrows had like 4 different settings.
But she's the second in charge, so she's got to kind of keep it in.
Yep.
You don't cry until you're talking to Councillor Troy.
Yeah.
And then you go,
My brother died in a fire. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you don't.
She goes, "Are you okay, Picard?" And he goes,
My brother and his child died in a fire. Oh.
"That's how it works."
Fucking hell.
And then he goes to the place with William Shatner. I'm very tired. I'm so sorry.
Like I thought you were going to say that you don't get to cry until you become the captain, and that's like the reason you'd want to move up through the ranks so that you can win the right to cry eventually.
The right to cry.
Yeah,
The
that's
right
why you
to
gotta become the
cry.
captain.
No, the captain very rarely cries. I'll tell you who never cries.
Yeah.
Data, because he's a robot.
Yes.
They didn't give him the power to cry.
What's that? No, he doesn't feel emotion. Oh, he does
He
cry.
doesn't have the right to cry.
And he gets an emotion.
I think he does cry at some point. Yeah.
And then Spock. So Vulcans never cry, but that's not because they don't feel emotions. They choose to suppress them. And then sometimes in their old age, they get something very similar to dementia where they start not being able to control their emotions. And it's a very embarrassing condition for Vulcans.
Yeah.
Like, they sound a bit like Bella Cullen.
Okay. Occasionally, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but sometimes it would just repeat lines of dialogue. Did you ever have that?
Yeah, I had a few little
There's like the weird like glitches like that. It's like, I feel like they could have, played this once and gone, we should fix that.
I haven't played this game and I haven't seen Star Trek, but I reckon I could do a better job.
Okay. Good-o.
I would enjoy that game a lot, I think.
I'll do my research, but also...
No, don't, I'm saying.
Well, either way, I would be better.
I think part of the problem is like when you're a casual gamer, you're only playing the games that cost like 200 million and have had 7 years of development.
Yeah.
So there was a part of me that was like, I don't want to go in too hard on this game that probably has a lot less money and a lot less time.
Yeah.
But maybe, some of these faults are things that should, even at that scale, I don't know.
Yeah.
Did anything happen that was interesting?
In the game?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
When I was watching you, it was just talking, and then you finally went to the outside of the ship, and then you were just walking very slowly while they were having a conversation that you couldn't choose even the dialogue options. You just had to hold the stick to the left.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. I chose to look at a big mineral at one point. I guess that's
I
on
take
me.
back everything I
You
said.
get to look at a big mineral?
There's a big mineral
missed
in
the
someone's
mineral.
desk.
Missed the mineral.
Missed it?
I didn't see the mineral.
Well, it's good for replay value. But yeah, it's just in someone's office waiting for someone else to come in, and I could sort of look around the room.
The card has a little fish tank.
Yeah.
In the game, or you're just talking about the show?
In the show, he has a little fish tank. And then one time he has to go on a secret mission and another dude takes over. And William Riker doesn't like him. And then he's like, I need to get rid of this fish tank. It's like, dude, leave Picard's fish tank, man.
You know what? You're speaking like a toddler. You're just like, here's something interesting I thought of. I'll just talk about that, regardless of anything else that's going on, Picard has a fish tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I realised that I probably should have just called in sick to today.
Oh no! I mean, it's not that it's worse because you're here.
Oh,
You just have a nap.
I'm going to have a little
I don't
nap.
think you're bringing anything down. I think you're a great addition.
I felt like the performances were good. Like the voice acting seemed good to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Why are we still talking about this?
Because that's the name of the game.
Yeah, but
Gamey Gamey Game.
that
This is
doesn't
a game.
mean, that doesn't mean we talk about the show. Talk about games. We don't talk about. We've talked more about this than you let me talk about Zelda.
well, I'm sorry.
Well, that's because Star Trek is the most underrated franchise it's better than Star Wars. Can we bring back the Star Trek versus Star Wars
Yeah, get that going.
dialogue? That was the going dialogue for 30 years.
Is it really?
Yeah, everyone used to be Star Trek or Star Wars. And then Star Wars just overtook Star Trek so hard in the pop culture thanks to Disney. But then there hasn't been many good Star Warses, so I think it's time to bring back Star Trek v Star Wars.
Yeah, the Star Wars brand has been a lot more diluted than Star Trek has, I think.
Marvel
We're all
aside.
Star Trek guys here, right?
And Naomi's going to be.
I mean,
Naomi's going to give
I've
Star
seen
Trek
all the
next
Star
gen.
Wars, but I still respect Star Trek more than Star Wars. And I've seen all the Star Wars movies.
Star Trek's going for something.
It just seems smarter. I just think Star Wars is boring.
Naomi,
It's just like whiny men.
will you today...
And then
Oh,
it's-
yes.
they're
Star
all-
Trek has a few of those. But
Well, yeah, it's the Anakin, and then he has a kid, and then the kid's annoying too.
will you today vow to watch all 7 seasons of Star Trek Next Generation? Just give it a crack.
You will love it. You will love it.
Or you got to just get...
Did you know how many TV shows I have vowed to watch that I haven't yet?
But all you got to do is...
Now to watch a
Succession.
lot of shows?
People are always asking me to vow things.
All you got to do is get through the
I
first
really
2
do.
seasons,
Yeah.
and then season 3 will rock your socks off.
I tried to rewatch
Try
Game
it.
of Thrones, and it's just non-stop talking about vows. Every conversation in that show is like, have you forgotten your oath? And he's like, I would never break my oath. And he's like, you took a vow to my father. And it's like every conversation for the first 3 seasons. It's just oath breaking and vows.
Succession is really good.
Tits.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should
Let's stay here.
wrap up
Let's just stay here.
the show.
Let's make it a 24-hour stream.
Don't do that. Oh my god.
But we
Can you
start the
imagine?
stream like we're on hour 18.
Yeah.
Zach's-
Look at Zach, he's
What are you okay,
doing
boy?
really badly.
You okay, bud? You doing all right? Okay.
Did you take your mic off?
He's lost his microphone.
I'm good.
Okay.
Is it even attached?
No, it's not attached. It's attached to something. The before we wrap up the show, we have a Patreon question.
You didn't even say it's available.
It's about shit.
Guys, I'm really sorry about this, but
Star Trek Resurgence is out now on PC, PS4, or PlayStation, and Xbox.
everyone flops sometimes. You can't always slay.
Yeah? Not all episodes of the show can be good.
Evan.
Yes.
I don't think this
wanna
is a bad
apologise.
episode.
No, I think
What?
I just think it's insane.
I just want to apologise for. I should have called in sick.
No, but I should have also
Please.
called in sick, and this show would have been fucked.
Please give me a third opportunity.
Maybe I should have called
Please
it.
give me another opportunity to do this show because I love
This
this show.
He
particular
wants to do the show.
episode.
I feel like I've let you down.
We can go back and run it from the top.
Yeah, please.
Let's start again.
Before we wrap up, we have a Patreon question. The top voted...
Maybe it'll wear off by then, and you'll actually be, more energized. You did have a daytime nap.
You got a second wind?
Yeah, if we do another. No, I need
First
to go
wind.
to bed.
The top voted question this week was from Cam. Let's talk about Zelda.
Woo! Why didn't you say this at the top? I would have been so much more energized. I've done
Not actually a question. It was
4 temples. So that means I have 4 people running around. 3 guys, 1 girl. What's that about? Girl has the best power,
Talking about this
but she's
show?
always running away, and I can't get to her, and I can't get to the power, and it pisses me off, and I don't know what to do about that. Jam, do you know what to do about that? Have you been playing Zelda? You're not an ally. Best game in
Zelda?
a very, very long
I'm also
time.
not playing that.
I maintain it. I just love it so much. I don't even know what to say anymore at this point. What have I been up to in the game?
We don't...
I mean, I've finished the 10. That's the thing. Now they're all like, oh, you got to go talk to someone about... I'm like, I don't want to finish the game. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing in the game. I have me fight a Lionel. Good luck, idiot. Not ready for it. Why'd you go to the chat? What the fuck is going on?
That's Zach's talking to the Twitch chat.
Sorry, did they put the chat up?
What? He's watching the show. That's
I also got the big horse, and I
Wait,
feel
we
like
have to-
I got the
hey.
big horse by accident because you're supposed to follow clues to find the big horse. I was just fucking around, and I was like, that's a really big horse. And then I caught it. Don't you dare. I let you talk about Star Trek for 2 hours.
That's the topic of the show.
You choose the topics!
Yes.
And I had to beg you to let us do fucking Zelda, the biggest game of the fucking decade.
And
I was so excited to come on here and talk about Star Trek, and the whole time you've bullied me.
This is
Before-
the
I thought this was a
nicest
Star
I've
Trek
been.
safe space.
I've been so nice because I'm tired. You guys aren't appreciating it at all.
I'm literally watching us. Watching.
What are they saying? Are they saying anything?
Is it any
nice?
good?
Naomi is a real gamer. Poor Zachy Poo.
Sympathy card.
Elizabeth Holmes energy. Can I do the rest of this episode as Elizabeth Holmes?
Yeah.
I think this is a great opportunity for us to talk about Zelda and Star Trek. I think the thing about Star Trek that's amazing is the opportunities that
You got to stop
are
blinking
presented.
so much.
I think the amazing thing about Star Trek is the opportunities of a greater world that's presented. I have a lot of conversations with amazing... Oh, wait, I'm blinking.
You blink. You didn't change your blinking rate at all.
Wait, let me adjust there. Let me get one big blink in. Okay. I talk to so many interesting, amazing old men, and they love Star Trek, and they talk about the amazing opportunities. You know, the iPad was first conceived as a Star Trek.
Okay.
I liked where you were going with it. You know, Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, Henry Kissinger was one of the earliest investors in me. I got to do the lips as well. It's the Elizabeth Holmes
Yeah.
lips. There you go.
Did you read the profile on her recently?
Yeah, she talks a little higher. She did an opposite Paris Hilton.
We have to thank our top patrons, Amy G, Anita Goodard Pounding.
Oh.
So I can't even tell if that's a fake name.
It's a fake name.
Is it?
It might not be.
That's a...
Like, I need a...
Imagine most is like reading it and then getting angry. That's what it's.
Are you little?
Are you little? That famous
the amazing
no quote.
thing about fake names is, what is a name? When I first conceived of this medical device, anyway, I gotta stop.
It could be someone's real. That could be a real name.
I need
I
a
don't
good
think it works
pounding.
because you have to go even lower for it to. It has to be outside of your register.
Ben Zombie, Blake
You doing
Hannikin, Brandon Wozni,
I'll do it.
Braden Rantle.
Why do you always say that name like that? It's so disrespectful.
What? I don't know. I guess it's.
How is that the one that you question?
I mean, I also questioned Anita Goodard Pounding.
Do you get it? Good hard.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. No, I get it. That's funny. Can you scroll up to the next names? Maybe they can't. Maybe that's all the names. Do we run out of patrons?
No, that's
And they all happen to start with A and B. Cameron Fullwood, Chris Potts,
Christian Sanchez.
Dash KC, David Warren, David Holland, Decay, Eric John E, Fahad Altani, Gears,
I was being like
Hugh Jass, Latchington,
You're
Luke
getting
Likes Games,
You're getting owned, dude.
MJ, Oscar A, Recon7474, Robbie Proctor, Rupert the Dog, Andrew Raikkonen, Scott McEachin, Sean Nagra, Shabab Hader, Sean Pragt, Siraj Puris, and Exted Neil.
Wow.
If you want to hear your name read out on the show, just sign up to the Close Personal Friend Patreon tier, and you get all the benefits that are associated with that.
You can't even be bothered reading out what's on the auto cue.
I'm tired. I got
You
so
get
many
stuff.
words.
You get a mug if
They
you pay
know.
$5 more.
They know. They've watched the show before, right? Otherwise, why would they be giving us any money? They just loved this episode. Weird thing.
I was so excited to talk about Star Trek.
And you did, and we all feel
Did
fulfilled
Picard
because of that.
had a fish tank.
Picard had a fish tank. We learned all that. Well,
I have a fish tank.
yeah.
I feel like you're going to walk out of here and like go around the block and then expect the show's about to start again. And just, I'm so excited to talk about Star Trek with you guys.
This is literally the worst day of my life.
This is it.
Naomi, you got anything going on to plug?
None of your business.
Okay.
I mean, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I've been tweeting about Tears of the Kingdom. There's this traveling band who I find annoying. They're always like, "Oh, can you take us somewhere?" And you put them in. They go in a wagon, but if you like shake the wagon at all, they start screaming, and they're like, "I don't like being jostled." So I tweeted that I would gutter stomp them given the chance. So I'm just tweeting stuff like that. Just thought that maybe you'd find it interesting because I'm sure it's like ruining my Twitter reputation by tweeting about a game so much, but thought you'd enjoy it.
Keep tricking me into talking about Zelda.
I'm tricking you? You keep tricking me into coming here every fucking week.
All right. Jack, what you got going on?
I got a YouTube channel where I do sketches every week. Go subscribe to that, please. That would be swell.
What's it called? I'll link it in the description.
Jack Druce.
It's called Jack Druce.
You also have a stand-up special, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it on that very same YouTube channel?
The very same YouTube channel.
The very same.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah. That we shot at Comedy
Got a pretty
Republic.
good write-up.
It's really good.
It did, yeah.
What was it?
It got featured in the Vulture in New York Magazine.
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, not the Herald Sun though. It's Comedy Festival.
What's their problem?
Interesting comparison. I think.
Yeah.
This country has no fucking taste.
Exactly.
We got to get out of here.
Good.
Go check that out.
Angolese.
What? What have you got going on, Zach?
Thanks for asking, Evan. So I have...
personal sort of, what's really in your heart that you've had a hard time expressing? But
Yeah, what's
now's the
really
moment?
going on?
Like what's a complex emotion that now's the time that you should really express publicly? I'm thinking
This is the moment. You're on the.
you're right in the right state. So this
No,
is,
I'm not in the right state. I got some stuff, but it's not for now.
Do it. Say it. Do it.
Not for now.
No, do it right now. Bear in mind this is live.
What have I got going on? I have Zachary Ruane, at Zachary Ruane on most of the social medias. I have my podcast, Mission Zach's Leguizamo, where me and my friend Mish Wittrup are watching every film, television show or game, sometimes games.
Is he in games?
Yeah, he does voiceover work, so he's done voiceover work on a few games of the actor John Leguizamo.
We should do a crossover there or something.
Oh, yes, we should. We could do a stream. We could play it on a live stream and then do the podcast
Also
about
the
it.
Mario movie. That's a video game and movie.
Oh, that's true, but we've already done so many episodes about that. We've done an episode about the Mario movie. We did an episode about the making of Super Mario Brothers, and we did an episode where a group of fans found some old footage on a VHS of a longer cut and made an extended edition of the Mario Brothers movie where they added like raps and stuff. then they put it online on a server. Like there was a rap. Like the two, the two
rapping.
bumbling fools, they rap. They're like, hey, hip hop. And they're just like, Mario Brothers are going crazy.
They are though.
And
They're always doing it.
and then, but then they uploaded it onto a server that was not strong enough. It was more popular than they were expecting. And then it just kept buffering, and it took 4 hours to watch the whole movie. And it's the single worst episode of a podcast anyone has ever recorded.
Until now.
Until now. I'm so sorry. I just want to apologise to Evan and the entire Stupid Old Studios crew for taking a Finnegan before coming.
I want to apologise too for Zach. One wasn't enough.
I'm not apologising for anything. I did my absolute best, and I'm proud of myself today.
Hey, if you enjoy the show, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can tell your friends about the show. You could share clips or something. We should probably do that. That's our job, actually. You can...
It's fun when you clip stuff.
What? When they clip stuff? Or when I clip stuff?
Twitch, yeah.
When they...
Yeah, when they clip it.
Yeah, you should clip...
Like whenever you say something really misogynistic.
That was once.
Once last week.
And I was joking. There's a podcast. You can podcast the show as well if you just want to listen to us. And that's on whatever podcast you use. And we're on the Pickaxe Network and stuff. That's the end of the show.
Remember when you said none of our fans are gay?
I was joking. Obviously. Lots of them are gay.
Yeah, so many.
Why are you trying to cancel this all, Naomi?
That's what she does. They love it when I call them gay. They love it. They absolutely love it. Because they are. It's Pride Month.
I'm sure they love it when I deny their sexuality as well.
Well, yeah, they get off on that, but in a different way. They love piling up on you. Not in a gay way, in an angry way.
Right.
Fun.
Right. That's the end of the show. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next week.
I promise to have slept by then.
We're going to talk about a different game with different people.
So it'll be good.
That's not what I meant.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna drug test everyone next week.
Everyone goes into a 48-hour holding period. We monitor them.
Piss and blood before they come in.
That's not what I meant. I just can't remember what it is next week. But I'm sure it'll be fun. It's always fun, right? Catch you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.